So, have you ever spent an entire afternoon Googling what other coaches charge and walked away more confused than when you started? Your life coach prices shouldn't come from a Google search. They shouldn't come from what your coach friends charge or what some industry survey says the average is. Your price needs to come from your numbers, your expenses, your time, and the specific person you want to serve. In this video, I'll walk you through the exact formula for calculating your real rate, plus the one pricing shift that completely changed how I run my business. Most coaches set their prices by looking sideways at the competition, but that's like choosing your salary based on what your neighbor earns. It tells you nothing about what you actually need. The coaches who build sustainable businesses start with their own math, and that's exactly what we're going to do. There's one counterintuitive thing about life coach prices that most coaches don't figure out until year 2, though. I'll get to it in a few minutes. And once you hear it, you won't look at your rates the same way again. Start with your annual income goal. And I don't mean the minimum you need to survive. I mean the income that lets you actually live. Add up your rent or mortgage, your groceries, your utilities. Then add savings, travel, the life you actually want on top of that. Be honest about the number, because if you start with a goal that's too low, you'll build a business that keeps you stuck there. Now add your business expenses, your coaching tools, your marketing costs, your professional development, and don't forget taxes, roughly 25 to 30% depending on where you live. That total is your real income goal. The second piece is your available hours. And this is where coaches consistently get sloppy. Your coaching hours aren't just the sessions. They include all the prep work, the follow-up messages, the invoicing, the content you create to attract clients in the first place. All of that is work time. Be brutally honest about how many hours per week you can give to your coaching business without burning out. So let's run the math. Say your income goal is $100,000 a year and you have 20 hours a week for coaching. But only about 15 of those are actual sessions. Over 48 working weeks, that's roughly 720 client hours. Divide $100,000 by 720, and you get about $140 per hour. That's your floor, not your final price, not your aspirational number, your absolute minimum. If you charge less than that, you physically cannot hit your income goal. Most coaches have never actually done this calculation. And that's why they end up working constantly and still feeling broke. But your floor is just the starting point, because the real pricing leverage happens in how you package your coaching. Selling coaching by the hour puts a hard ceiling on your income. You only have so many hours in a week, and you can only raise an hourly rate so far before it starts feeling disconnected from what a single session delivers. But packaging changes everything, because you're no longer selling an hour of your time. You're selling a transformation. Think about it this way. A single coaching session is like buying one workout at a gym. It's fine, but nobody expects to get in shape from one workout. A coaching package is like a 3-month training program. There's a beginning, a middle, and an end, and the client walks away with a real result. When you package your coaching, you bundle multiple sessions together with a clear outcome. 4 sessions over 2 months focused on career transition, 6 sessions over 3 months with messaging support between calls, a year-long VIP package with weekly sessions and direct access. Each of these creates a container that your client commits to, and that commitment is what drives real results. And here's what packaging does to your pricing. You're no longer competing on an hourly rate. You're pricing based on the value of the outcome. A 3-month relationship coaching package with 6 sessions and messaging support for $495 feels completely different from quoting $82 per session. Same math, completely different perception. I set up my packages on Paperbell. Each one gets its own page with the price and what's included, and clients book and pay right there. No back and forth emails, no confusion about what they're getting. That simplicity matters more than most coaches realize, because a confused buyer doesn't buy. Some real packages that work well. A business coaching package with monthly calls and a full business review for about $3,000 over 6 months. a VIP package with 20 sessions over a year, a strategy kickoff, emergency calls, and a graduation session for about $7,500. A more accessible 3-month love coaching package with 6 sessions and unlimited messaging for $495. The price is almost secondary in each of those descriptions. What sells is the clarity of what the client gets and where they'll end up. But here's the piece most coaches skip entirely, and this is the most important part of this video. When I raised my coaching prices by about 40%, I expected to lose clients. What actually happened was the opposite. The clients who signed up at the higher price showed up prepared, did the exercises between sessions, took the coaching seriously, and got dramatically better results. And when your clients get great results, they tell other people about you. And your business grows without you chasing leads. Lower prices sound more accessible, and technically they are. More people can afford to say yes. But the people who say yes at a bargain price often treat coaching like something they can take or leave. They cancel sessions, skip the homework, drift away after a month. The people who stretch to invest in themselves, they're the ones who actually transform because they've got skin in the game. I'm not saying charge $10,000 right out of certification, but if you're torn between $150 and $250 per session, go with $250 and build a package around it. You'll attract more committed clients, you'll need fewer of them to hit your income goal, and you'll do better work because they're meeting you halfway. Remember what I said at the beginning about the one thing most coaches don't discover until year 2? This is it. Your life coach prices don't just determine your income, they determine the quality of your client relationships. And that changes everything about how sustainable your business actually feels. So, how do you know when it's time to raise your rates? 3 signals to watch for. The first signal is that your clients aren't committing. Missed sessions, last-minute cancellations, low effort across the board. If this is happening with multiple clients, it's not a personality problem, it's a pricing problem. They didn't invest enough to feel like the coaching matters. The second signal is that you're stretched thin and still stressed about money. Your calendar is full and your bank account doesn't reflect it. The fix isn't more hours, it's a higher rate so you can serve fewer clients at a deeper level. The third signal is that you can't imagine growing. Every slot is booked, there's no room for anything new, and you feel stuck. Raising your prices creates space. Space for fewer but better clients, space for new offerings, space for the business you actually want to build. If any of those landed, here's when to raise your rates. 3 times. When you need to, before you need to, and on a yearly basis. You're a better coach this year than last year, and your life coach prices should reflect that growth. For existing clients, give them advance notice and consider offering a locked rate if they commit to a longer package. That's good for retention and it rewards their loyalty. But don't let existing client rates hold you back from charging new clients what you're actually worth. One more decision, whether to put your prices on your website. Both approaches work. Publishing means everyone who contacts you already knows they can afford your services, so you waste less time on calls that go nowhere. Keeping prices hidden lets you connect first and pitch on a discovery call, which can feel more personal and premium. Either way, make the path from interest to price as short as possible. I set mine up on Paperbell. You can share your package page publicly or keep it private until someone's ready to buy. That flexibility is exactly what you need, because you might want different visibility for different packages. So go set your life coach prices this week. Do the math, build one package around it, give it a name, and put it somewhere clients can find it. You can always adjust later, but you can't grow a coaching business on a price you haven't set yet. If you want to set this up today, I use Paperbell. It's where I build all my packages, set my prices, and have clients book and pay in one place. You can try it for free. Links in the description.